Hi guys, this is just a small video. It's going to be pretty short to let you kind of understand who and what the idea of a Pisces is. It's kind of funny because I look up videos like this, but I never really understood why people look them up. And then I started to understand that people really that within the zodiac signs, people really do mesh well with you know their horoscopes and their signs and everything that has to deal with astrology. So I kind of started understanding it a little better, and I thought I'd make this video because I feel like with a Pisces rising or a Pisces ascended, which I guess I would kind of consider myself, people don't know a lot about him. They don't understand the personality or archetype of who a Pisces that is very much detached from their ego and lives in a state of like constantly thinking about others, well thinking about self, and drawing perfect boundaries based on understanding. And I think that's what sets Pisces apart from everybody else is that we live in a like kind of like a dance or a circle with our ego. Sometimes we have to learn where to put our energy and where not to put our energy. So I'm going to talk about that today. It's going to be a pretty short video. I hope this really helps you guys to understand if you're dealing with a Pisces, how to kind of understand. I'm going to talk about what people see us as, what we stand for as Pisces, what makes us different from all the rest of the zodiac signs. I'm going to talk about when we're in love and when we're out of love. So I'm going to tell you just these. It's going to be a short video. If it gets some likes, that's great. If you guys have more questions, that's great. Keep asking. So, I'm just going to jump in. Let's start right now. Okay, so who we are as a zodiac sign, the 12th house, we're the water sign, mutable. And I guess I never really knew what the word mutable meant until I actually started realizing that I do it. We think of water, I guess, or clay. If you have some clay and you push it against something, how it will form to what it is, what the object is that you're pushing against. Let's say to a key, you're pushing some clay towards a key, and you take it off and it matches it. So there's the thing. The thing is that Pisces are love. Pisces love to feel emotions. We're the kind of people that instead of running from our emotions, we go to them. We go to them and we try to internalize them the best we can because we want to understand emotions. When we understand emotions, we understand life better. And that's what we want. Pisces wants to experience. Pisces wants to know. But the thing is, Pisces wants to know. But there are things also that Pisces say, I don't want to know. Don't tell me anything. Pisces are these kind of people. They're, like they said, they're very artistic. They're very those are the things that what people think of us. They think of us as lazy. They think of us as dreamers. They're artistic. They're psychics. Okay, yeah, sure. That's what we are. Okay, but you have to understand the reasons why we're like this. Why we're so mutable. We're mutable because we want to understand something. The best way to understand something is to see it, is to feel it, is to touch it, and is to stand next to it. Think of that's what Pisces wants to do. So if a Pisces wants to understand a situation, they're going to go head first into the situation, regardless if it's love, if it's heartbreak, if it's misunderstanding, if it's mistreatment, if it's forgiveness. They want to feel it. They want to grab a hold of it, and they want to experience it, and they want to internalize it. Most Pisces do. They want to internalize it and then they want to express it out towards people. So that's why everybody says that Pisces, oh, you know, they're the artistic people, they're artsy kind. We are. So what we experience, we want to give back, but we want to do it in a way that is good for humanity, because the Pisces are by nature have, like, if we had like a card on our heads or a name tag that we had to wear, it would be love. That's our name, love. And people are like, oh, Pisces always gets their heart broken. They're so emotional. They're always in their feelings. We are, because we have to be, because we know that love in the end is all that we take with us in our lives. That love that we bring forward, we have to keep moving it forward and keep pushing it forward. So we are so mutable because we are the things that we are experiencing. So I know this has gotten really deep really quickly. So in the way of laziness, Pisces, okay, right now I'm going to talk about how people see us. They see us as dreamers, as lazy. They see us as artistic, sensitive. One of the reasons why people might see us as lazy is because we get exhausted really quickly. Because we are matching to people and their energy, what we realize is that most people do not have the emotional capacity that we have. Most people don't want to run headfirst into a battle. Most people don't want to dive headfirst into love. Most people don't want to dive headfirst into heartbreak. But we will. We want to do it because we want to understand. And if we can understand, we can give back to you then. Because remember, our name tag is love. So we want to express what we are. Like, think of us as, you know, that Taylor Swift song called Mirror Ball. Because she sings it, I'm a mirror ball, I'm a mirror ball, something like that. I'll show you every version of yourself tonight. But those are the lyrics. You should look it up. It's a great song. But that's what our ideology is. We're going to express what you give back to us in certain ways. So people might see us as lazy, but the reason why we're lazy is because we're over here fighting this battle of, you know, experiencing your emotion and experiencing our emotions together, and kind of like having a string attached to us, and experiencing what you're going through, and then finally just like letting ourselves fall. Imagine coming from a hard day at work, okay? And you just fall on your bed. Think of that's how we are, you know? We're constantly putting ourselves in other people's situations and shoes because we want to feel what you feel, to experience it and to understand it. And so if you come to us and say, I don't understand a situation, or like, we know, like somebody, if like my sister comes to my door, she's like, I don't understand this situation. I'm like, I've just been waiting for you to talk about this because I know you're talking about this. And this is my advice to you, da 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 da. I would give her this advice. And she's like, okay, thanks for understanding. I'm like, no, completely. So we get emotionally drained pretty quickly, which leads to us being physically drained. Okay, so let's move on to the next point, which is dreamers. Everybody calls us dreamers. So if you have a Pisces person, brother, sister, dad, mother, lover, what you're going to understand is that everybody, there's this thing that everybody always says they're dreamers. Like, they live in their heads. Their heads are always in the clouds. And I hate to fall into this category or into this topic, but it matches Pisces so well. Pisces are dreamers. We do live in our heads, but not for the reason you think, because we can't handle reality. We can handle reality. We deal with reality better than any other sign, because we have to keep because we put ourselves in other people's shoes. We understand perfectly well how reality works. We know it to a T, okay? We are the spiritualists. We look for answers beyond the earth, beyond physicality. We live in both physicality and spirituality. We are both in the same inherent body, and we understand life better than most people give us credit for. because they just slap labels on us and then they walk away. And that part of that is a dreamer. Their heads are always in the clouds. Well, the thing is, one of the reasons why a Pisces will do this is because they see the reality as it is and they want to change it. They want something different. They want to manifest something better. And the thing is, Pisces are great, almost perfect. I'm going to call them perfect manifestors because they project out. Like I said, the mirror ball thing, they project it out. They see, they visualize the reality. They see it, they feel it, they mold to it, and they put it out there. And it becomes reality for them. They are the people that, like I said, they need to experience. So Pisces are constantly molding to something. If they like it, they'll keep it. If they don't like it, they'll be like, okay, lesson learned, I'm gonna move on from that, we're done. If they like something, when they molded to it, now they're gonna keep molding it forward. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna keep pushing that idea forward so they themselves can keep moving forward in life, which is called manifesting. And that's the reason why they're dreamers, because they are taking these ideas, their experiences, and they're pushing them forward in front of them. So then, as they're walking, they can walk through it again, and then they do it again, and they do it again, and they do it again. So, in a way, let's say a Pisces loves money. Like Pisces don't really love materialistic things, but they do. They don't find security in money. They don't find security in material objects. They find security in love and in moments of love. So that's why we're super romantics. Okay, that's one of the also the stereotypes we fall into, but it's also true. The thing is, Pisces, once we find something good, we want to keep experiencing it over and over again. So that's why they call us dreamers, because we are literally living through a dream. We are the main characters in our story. What you have to understand about a Pisces is that we are very, very self-aware of ourselves, but we are also very self-aware of other people. So the way Pisces sees another person, they look at this person and they're like, this person is a universe squished into a human body. And that's why most Pisces are very, very kind and nice and understanding, because they understand that we're all going through our own shit. And they're like, okay, you got to be nice to this person because this person is going through something that you don't understand. Okay, so that's why we're always constantly like projecting out. So the main reason why we're dreamers is because we want to live the dream of a movie scene. We want to be the ones that are like make all the right decisions and don't have to regret anything, because Pisces, the worst thing that a Pisces is going to have are deathbed regrets. Not that we didn't go and make millions of dollars, not that we didn't try to like become the world's greatest sports person, playing foot catch or ball squeeze. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in there. We don't care about that. We want to have our mind be beautiful when we die. That's all we want. We want to say that, we did all the correct things. We don't have to, when we stand up in front of God, we don't want to say, hey, I had a lot of baggage. We want to be able to say, I followed all of the butterflies that you sent me, and you led me to a good life. It was a difficult life, but I loved it. So, me personally, as a Pisces that I consider myself very like up there, and not to any kind of horn because I don't have one, but my goal in life is to wear that badge that says love on it constantly, all the time. Even if it's somebody that I don't know how to deal with, I will still reflect love onto them, even if I'm pissed off at them, And it's not letting people walk all over you. It's It's seeing that somebody can't look up because they're crying so much. And when you're so upset like that and you're so angry, and when somebody breaks your heart and you think nothing could ever get better, you're going to lash out and yell at them. And Pisces are the one to say, to stand there and say, hey, I understand. You can yell at me. It's fine. Let's work through this now. Let's experience these emotions, go through them, not give up, and keep moving forward. So this is why we're dreamers. Those were all kind of tangents. So one of the things that, since we wear this badge, think of every Pisces wearing this badge of love. That's our name tag. What we stand for. So what Pisces stand for? Pisces stand for forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, love, patience, and I know it's difficult because most people don't want to deal with those kinds of things. They're like, we don't have to. But the thing is, you are going to meet somebody in your life where you're going to realize that maybe you want to be lovers with them, okay? Let's talk about this. Maybe you want to be lovers with them. But then you realize, as you're standing next to them, interacting with them, as a Pisces feeling out like they normally do, because you're going to mold to somebody, as they're molding to them, they're starting to pick up on things that most people won't. And you're projecting out, Pisces, you're projecting onto your lover. You're understanding that, oh, hey, this person is actually an introvert. And then as you spend time with them, you realize they're an extreme introvert, as in like not in a healthy way. So you try to like delicately think of, think of butterflies. You try to delicately land on a flower or a situation to kind of get it to unfold itself, Hey, let's experience this. And most of the time, people are going to push you away if you ask them to experience something that is hurtful to them. That's why Pisces do it so delicately, because they understand. And most people since they're not being loud and obtrusive and making a ruckus around you, they think you're a pushover. But you're not a pushover. Most Pisces aren't pushovers. They delicately touch you to let you know that they understand, and then that they want you to express yourself to them so they can understand and then give you better advice. There's one of the reasons why Pisces are the last sign of the zodiac, why they're the most old and most mature. Even, I think, it goes beyond something that most people don't even understand. If a Pisces, really comes into themselves. So what they stand for, like I said, is forgiveness, is understanding. Think of, like I said, best analogy is what a Pisces stands for, is a butterfly landing on a flower and delicately getting it to open up. Those are what Pisces are. What makes us different? Let's talk about this. What makes us different? So Pisces are very much into nature. They love nature. And that's another stereotype, but I'm going to go into this a little bit more. Since Pisces are the ones who love to feel emotions and to work through them and to understand them, well, surprise, you're the only Pisces, is the only sign that we know does this. I mean, you have other water signs that you can relate to, but you're still the last house, though. There are still people behind you. And when you look out, you have still 11 other signs that you have to deal with in the world. And what you don't realize is that Pisces becomes really lonely. Really, 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 really lonely. When they kind of have to look backwards and see that other people are still not catching up to them yet. They're not coming into themselves, where they're not willing to work with their emotions. You could have your father be an Aries and realize that he's a terrible person. And you have to look back and you have to see that he didn't want to experience emotions, so he abandoned your mom and you as a kid. And he still hasn't reached out, and he still thinks he's in the right. And you as a Pisces kind of felt him out and molded to him to understand his logic. And once you understand the logic of that, you kind of pull back. Then you're like, shit, that sucked. So you're like, shit, that sucks, because that's your dad. That's the person you should relate to the most, like, or your mom, realizing that they're disconnected from their emotions as well, or your sister or your brother, or one of them as a narcissist, or something that, I'm not trying to find something wrong with everybody, but it's just that most people do wear their negativity on them. And we want to go and clean it out for them. We're trying to have those conversations. But when other people don't want to have those conversations, they're going to push you away or block you out. So Pisces are very lonely. So when they're lonely, what they do is they go to nature. They go to a forest, or they'll go to a garden, or they'll go to a lake, or that's why they love nature so much. They love being around it because they know nature doesn't intentionally hurt them. So that's why Pisces they love trees, they love gardens, they love grass, they love the clouds, they love air, they love water, they love to experience nature to its fullest. And they talk to the trees, and they express themselves to the trees and to nature. They're like, this is what I've seen. How do I fix it? How do I do this? Like, how do I do this? So whenever a Pisces is emotionally charged, they're going to go to an object that they love the most. It could be a favorite spot that a lot of experiences have happened that were more good than bad, because they want to experience it again. Like I said, they're projecting out and trying to move that projection. Or nature, they're going to go back to their favorite walking spots, and they're going to talk to the trees. So lots of the times you're going to hear a Pisces talking to themselves, or they're going to be crying, or they're going to be hugging a tree, because they want to go to something that understands them, because they want to understand the 11 signs behind them the best. They want to say, why am I here, and why am I here alone? Why don't you guys get your shit together? Get your shit together so I can love you. That's a Taylor Swift lyric, but that's what their point is. It's called Renegade. Actually, go look that sign up if you want to listen to a Pisces points of view. Go listen to that song. It's just talking about, like, you're bringing your baggage onto me, and sure, we're great with your baggage, but if you're not willing to work with your baggage with me, and you're just lashing out at me constantly as with your emotions, and I see that we're not getting anywhere, I'm gonna have to not. Pisces don't let go of people. They do not let go of people. They do not cut cords like you can do with people. They will keep you constantly, but they're gonna take a step back and say, hey, this is what's keeping us apart, and I need you to work on it, and I want you to work on it so we can move forward together now. So they're very understanding. So they'll go into nature. They're very forgiving. Like I said, forgiving and understanding are what they wear as a badge, because of the badge of love. So let's talk about, I know this is a really long video, but I really hope it gives you guys insights onto who a Pisces is by nature, why they're so mutable, why they are water, why they are dreamers, why they are lazy, and why they're so intuitive, and they're not pushover. Why they're not so, like, why they don't, their stereotypes aren't who they are, because because unless you're another Pisces standing in front of me, or unless you're another zodiac that sign that we don't know about, that's the 13th house, that's above us, don't come at us and try to put labels on us, because what you're doing, the 11 signs down there are looking up at a Pisces. Surprise. And I'm not trying to be egotistical at all, but we're looking down while you're looking up. And the reason we can do this is because we want to understand emotions. We want to work through emotions properly. Because, like I said, at the door of life, what we want to be able to do is say, I didn't hurt anybody intentionally. I made mistakes, yes, but I went back and I fixed them the best I could. And there's always this question, like, well, God would ask, well, what did you do for humanity? And a Pisces would say nothing. A Pisces would say nothing. And I know that sounds terrible. They would say nothing. I didn't do anything for humanity, to be honest. I moved through life making all the correct decisions. When I made somebody cry, I understood that I made them cry, and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I hope you can forgive me." And if they're mad at you, you say, "I understand why you're mad at me. You can take your time, but just so you know, please, I want your forgiveness." So they don't ghost people. They don't like a Pisces that are really up there. They don't ghost. They don't. They always are would rather forgive. They never forget. Pisces never wants to forget because Pisces loves, and they love. Pisces love. That's why they're so damn romantic. So, okay, so let's talk about romantic love now with a Pisces. So, if a Pisces sees a person that they like, chances are that they've seen them before. So it wasn't the first time that they've seen them. Like I said, when a Pisces sees somebody they like, they project out onto them. They start to mold to them like clay. They put themselves on there and they feel it out. They're going to feel all the good things and they're also going to feel the negative things. So let's say this is the best signs for Pisces are earth signs. And like I said, you guys could look this up. Best ones are for Earth is because Pisces loves to be attached to things. They love to attach themselves to things. So a Pisces is very a feminine sign. So think of two people standing next to each other. A Pisces with a lover is gonna probably more likely want somebody that's taller than they are, and an Earth sign. So think, like I said, as with a lover, Pisces are going to be the butterflies, and the lover is going to be a flower. And Pisces will like flutter around them and cling and flutter around, go out, fly around in the air, and then come back. They love only one flower. So if they see the potential in you, they start to project you forward now. They become dreamers again in their heads, and they start to create these moments with you in their heads. And so then they like they project the light out into the steps that they are taking forward in life. They project you into them with them. So then you guys are cooking in the kitchen, you guys are dancing in your living room, you guys are eating dinner together, you guys are grocery shopping, you guys are having sex, they project you forward with them. So as they do this, they want to take all the right steps. So since they do tend to have a feeling, even with their lovers, to feel alone, what they're going to do is they will, when Pisces goes out like a butter. I want you guys to keep that in your mind. Pisces are always going to be represented by butterflies. They like to cling to what they love. They'll go out, but they'll always come back. So the thing is, if a Pisces isn't at work with their lover, chances are they are out at a nature walk, trying to figure out the next steps on how to like be with the person that they love. They're like, okay, so they'll pick up this pine cone. I'm like, this because this is a pine cone, and they're like, well, this pine cone reminds me of when he kissed me and we were under a pine tree. So I'm going to go back to him and I'm going to give him this pine cone. I'm going to say, I have a gift for you, and this is this pine cone. The Pisces are those kind of people. They're like, I found this pine cone and I thought of you. And a Capricorn or their lover would be like, okay, thank you for this pine cone. And Pisces would be like, well, I got it because you kissed me on February 20th, 2:20 p.m. under a pine tree, and this is from that pine tree, and I want you to have it because it reminded me of that moment that we had together. See, they try to find meaning in their relations, and they want you to know that love is really all we're taking forward with us. And maybe this person would rather like had to have like this earth sign would have been like, oh, okay, I'd rather have like a and then maybe it's their birthday, maybe it was their Capricorn's birthday, okay, and they're like, I can't wait to see what my Pisces gets me, you know, what he's gonna do. It's gonna probably be super romantic. Well, surprise, they brought you a pine cone. And what they're doing is they're bringing that memory to you of when you first kissed them under the tree. And that's what that pine cone represents. So they could have gotten you like a card, or they could have taken you to dinner, but they know that that stuff is just gonna pass. You know, that card is just gonna be put into a box, and then it's gonna be put onto onto a fridge, or it's gonna be put into a box in a closet along with all the person's other cards. You know, it's not something you can take with you everywhere. They want to give you something that's gonna you can take with you as you go through them with life. So then when you look at it, it brings up that memory, because you're not gonna remember that dinner anymore. You're gonna eat it and you're gonna leave, and you're gonna poop it out, and that's what it's gonna be. So it's not so sentimental. So Pisces are the ones that are constantly trying to live in the moment. We are trying to create these moments, tangible moments, for our lovers, for everybody, for our moms, for our dads. We try to make ourselves unforgettable. Pisces does not want to forget moments when they are in love. So guys, have you guys ever watched the movie, or not, it's not a movie, it's a short series, Heartstopper on Netflix. If you haven't, I suggest you guys go watch it, because there's two characters, Nick and Charlie. I think Nick best represents who a Pisces is as a person. Nick embodies what a Pisces is. There's this moment in there, I'm trying to no spoilers, where he just says, he says this thing where he says, I wish I knew you when I was younger. He says that because as he goes through, as you see, everybody loves Heartstopper because it's so wholesome. Because, like I said, spoilers for this, I'm super sorry. Not a lot of spoilers, just, it's more of the concept. It's probably already online. It's super wholesome. It's super like lovey-dovey. It makes everybody feel good because, you know, like everything worked out for them and is working out for them. And the thing is, Nick is that perfect example of a Pisces. When you fall in love with them, they want to say all the right things to you. They are going to run after you. They are going to kiss you in the rain. They are going to do all these beautiful things for you because they want to experience it. They want, like I said, their name tag is love on their shirt. They'll make mistakes, but trust me, they will always come back to say, I am sorry for those mistakes. I'm sorry for what I did. So after you watch Heartstopper, I want you to take this with you as you go forward, looking at Nick as a Pisces. I don't know what his sign actually is, but as he goes through with Charlie through the signs, he makes sure that their thing is always saying sorry to each other. And the reason is because they want to make sure that they've done the right thing, you know? And that sorry was, I know they say it a lot, but it always meant something, you know? If it had to mean something, it was always going to mean something in that moment. So I suggest you guys to go watch that show. It's pretty short. I think they're going to make another season. But put Nick as a Pisces sign and watch him move forward with Charlie, because it's amazing. It's so beautiful. He's all like, in this moment, what should I do? Well, you know, he walked away from me. Like, how do I deal with that? Okay, well, give him some space and then go and talk to him, you know, or talk to his friends. Make sure that he knows that he's not alone. So Pisces are always with their lovers, making sure they're like, well, if I can't talk to you directly because you're closed off, I'm going to talk to your friends. And if your friends won't talk to me, I'm going to talk to your mom. And the thing is, because they're trying to project out, saying, I don't want to lose you, and I cannot lose you, and I will never lose you. And the thing is, I want to talk about something that's pretty difficult to talk about. It's, maybe people say that, people forgive and forget, or when a Pisces will fall out of love. So Pisces never, they never fall out of love with somebody. Like I said, they don't want to have deathbed regrets. So they will never fall out of love. What Pisces will do is they will take a step back from that person and say, okay, we can't be lovers at this moment. But there's still a string that's attached to us. And I can't cut that. And you can't cut that. But you're trying to cut it. And you're realizing that you're destroying the both of us at the same time. So right now, you're doing destructive behaviors, and they're trying to tell you this. You know, they're like, don't do this. Like, don't call me names, you know, because you're hurting me and you're going to only regret it yourself. Like, and I can forgive you. I can work through this with you because that's what I'm good at. But the path you're going down right now isn't the correct one. So when Pisces fall out of love, they don't fall out of love. They take steps back. They go back. And then they start to try to project better love onto you. Like I said, as we move forward through time, if something in this person that they're standing next to that they really love fractures, they see it and they notice it and they tag it in their head. And they're saying, okay, this is something that we have to delicately go towards and try to heal with this person. We don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. And so, yeah, so Pisces, if Pisces is really in love with you, they will never ever ghost you. They will never leave you. They will just take a step back for a little bit. Remember, and where are they going to go? They're going to go to nature. They're going to go to their favorite spots that they told you about when, and actually they are only, okay, so with a Pisces are the people that have that secret spot that they go to mull over and think over their thoughts and feelings on how to handle them better and how to recreate something better. So if you know that spot where they go to, be very careful, because it's a very sacred spot to them. Very sacred, because they're in their thoughts, they are in their feelings, they're with you in their heads, trying to project onto you goodness, light and love and happiness when you're hurting. And the thing is, so that's, like I said, they never fall out of love. They'll just, when they take a step back from you, that's where they're at. They're in their state of love again. And they're saying in their heads, you know, like they're trying to talk to you in their heads and say all of the right things. So let's say your lover is very, very internalized, as in this Capricorn is a very introvert, an extreme introvert. So like, how would a Pisces come to that kind of situation and handle it? Well, they would come to him as a friend at first, but then have the mindset of a lover. And Pisces are crazy, because we know our brains, our heads, our thoughts are analytical. And we know that there's a string that attaches us to our hearts. That's why I always never understood that our sign, because it's two fish connected by trying to go in opposite directions. But originally when I see the picture, I don't see that. I see two fish swimming in a circle, like with a string attached to them. And they just kind of realize what, like, we're in this for the long run, guy. This is us, you know, this is what it's going to be. So that's why when they fall in love, when they feel that attachment and they listen to the butterflies that come to them, they're like, shit. They're like, shit, this is this person. And now once they realize this, a lot of things happen to them. They're going to go through thick and thin with you. They are not going to abandon you. They won't abandon you. And the thing is, if it's a Pisces that abandons you, it's a Pisces that hasn't internalized or accepted who they are as a person, or who hasn't, who has maybe been run over too much and haven't come into their own power yet, where they self-actualized and become their own person. When they find a lover, it's for life. And they don't tell this lover that, because the thing is, they know that's a lot to put onto somebody, right? To say that I'm gonna love you forever is a lot to put onto somebody. So that's why Pisces, if they really love you, really, 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 really love you, they are not going to tell you that they love you a billion times. They're going to show you that they love you. And how they're going to show you that they love you is they're going to show up. They're going to be romantic as fuck. They're going to give you little signs of affection, like I said, a pine cone, or they're going to give you an autumn leaf where you guys had your first fight at, and it was autumn, and it was raining, and they're going to give it back, and they're going to say, hey, I know we had this fight at this time, but this leaf was on the ground when we were fighting, and I picked it up, and I just want you to know that, like, we could always go through this. We could get through it. We're going to make it through it. So Pisces are those kinds of people. So that, like I said, they don't fall out of love. They just take steps back from you when they see that maybe a situation isn't working out. I hope this has been insightful for you guys. I kind of just feel like I'm going on a tangent. But yeah, I hope that was informative. If you guys have any more questions, I don't do it. There's so much that you can talk about with the Pisces. How they're psychics, how they see ghosts, how they move through energy, how they handle their emotions, how they are introverts just by naturally, because they feel so alone, because they're the last ones of the zodiac. I have so many more videos that I could put out that I think you guys would really like. If you would like to hear more, yeah, it's just, this is super in-depth. I need to be super in-depth about this because there's a lot of stereotypes that go with being a Pisces. Like, people see Pisces as like some of the darkest signs, and I think that's true. I'm actually just gonna go off of that really quickly. Just kind of explain it. Maybe you guys want me to talk more about it. Why people see Pisces as the darkest sign, since they're the last ones, and since they're the last ones. Pisces, when they get mad, when they're mad, they don't yell at you or do anything. What they do is they go into that sacred spot I talked about, and they'll start to project forward negativity onto you. All of those feelings of anger and resentment and anguish and terror that they saw when they were molding to you, remember? They will put that back onto you. And like I said, they're really good manifestors. So they will literally take that. If you cross a Pisces, and most Pisces won't do this. I think I did it when I was younger because I didn't understand. But now I will never, ever, 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 ever project these kinds of things onto people anymore, because I saw how fast it really works, and it was terrifying. It scared me so much that I was like, I have to stop myself from doing this, because I was actually interfering with people's lives in that kind of manner, that I was manifesting so fast onto them that they were disappearing, and I knew that I couldn't do that anymore. And so that's why they consider one of the darkest signs, is because if they mold to you and they see that these things on you that and then you start lashing out at them, and then they see that this person has really no connection and they're really evil and mean, they're like, okay, they're like, I have your key, right? You know that, right? They look at this person, maybe it's another fire sign, and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? And we're like, I just molded to you. I just, like, they're gonna show you I have the mold to you. You know that, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna take that mold and that light, and they're gonna start to project negativity onto you, where you lose your job, where you might get into a car accident, or you might be financially hurt. So that's why people might consider them to be one of the darkest signs, is because once they that's why you'd rather have them on your side than have them not be on your side. And the reason why is because Pisces are the last ones. So if that's why they consider them darkest, because they're the last. It's not just anybody can do it. There's the 11 people behind them that think they can do it. If you want to get your ass handed to you, but not know who, like real, like your life fell apart and you're like looking around and you're like I didn't do anything to anybody. I'm like, chances are if something's going wrong intentionally and it's kind of all falling apart really quickly, I'd say look at a Pisces, look back, look at a Pisces, say, is there a Pisces in my life that I did wrong? But like I said, most of them don't do that because our name tag does have the word love on it, not hate. So, but we do try to give back what you given us. So don't get that wrong. So if you guys like this video, give a like. My first video ever. And if you want any of my like contact information, yeah, just hit me up. Bye.